Welcome to Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas. I'm Doug.
Hey guys, and I'm Ivan.
And today Yvonne is going to show us how to make his traditional Mexican sweetbread.
Pan Dulce.
So stay tuned. Well, welcome back. So Yvonne, tell us, what do we need? What are our ingredients for this delicious traditional Mexican sweetbread?
So today we're going to be baking the traditional pan dulce from Mexico. When you go to Mexico, you're gonna see they have conchas, which is a very popular sweet bread, and they have like other type of breads that basically it's gonna have different types of fillings. Like I got this is apricot, and we're also gonna use like strawberry. I like a lot the strawberry.
Does it matter what brand you use? Like this is Smucker's and this is Market Pantry. Does it matter?
I just picked them up.
Okay.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
Right. And actually, I want to use this fig spread as well as filling. So, for the recipe that is very popular in Mexico for pan dulce, basically we're gonna use wheat flour.
Okay.
And we're gonna use vegetable shortening. We're gonna use butter. We're gonna use yeast, and we're also gonna use the Mexican vanilla extract. This blend that we use a lot in the baking. 2 eggs, sugar, and also I'm gonna use a cup of water and a cup of milk. And I already have the yeast with the water and the milk in here. And the milk, you always have to make sure that is warm. And so you add the yeast, and a lot of people like to do that just to make sure that the yeast is actually working.
Okay.
Yeah. So I already have that in there. It's been here for about good 8 minutes.
Okay.
So here in a minute, we're gonna start adding all the ingredients. But basically, for the batch that I'm gonna be making, I have 2 pounds of flour.
2 pounds of flour.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of flour.
And and then I have 200 grams of regular sugar, and I have it's 100 grams of vegetable shortening, and I have 40 grams of butter. I have 2 eggs, and I have a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Then for this recipe, I use 2 packages of the
Fleischmann's.
This brand.
It's called Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast.
Yeah.
Fast acting.
So basically, it's about 20 grams
Okay.
with 2 packages. So I'm using 2 of those, and I already mentioned the 2 eggs, and also I have about half of a tablespoon of cinnamon.
Okay.
And so now that we have the this ready, the yeast and the water and the milk ready in here, we're ready to start.
Okay, let's get busy.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we're gonna be mixing our dough for the sweet bread, and so we're gonna start with the yeast and the milk. So again, I have a cup of water and I have a cup of milk warm, and then I added the yeast and I let it sit for about 10 minutes just to make sure that the yeast is actually working. So we're gonna add this in here so we can get started with our batch. And then at the beginning, we want to start with a little bit of flour. And so for the flour, it's actually 6 cups of flour that I have in here for this batch. And so we'll add a little bit of flour in here.
Do you need a whisk?
Yes. Well, we're gonna use our hands as well.
Oh, okay.
And we'll add the tablespoon of vanilla in here. We're gonna add the eggs.
How many eggs do you have? 2?
2.
Okay.
2 eggs. I love baking. Like when I smell vanilla.
Oh yeah,
vanilla
it smells
extract.
so good.
So that's there, and now we're going to add the shortening.
Is that Crisco?
It's Crisco, yeah, but you can just get any regular shortening.
And Crisco do you proud every time.
Where's that from?
That was Loretta Lynn back in the 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did a commercial for
Okay.
Crisco.
And so the butter as well, we'll add it in here. And something you want to do is leave the batter for at least, like I've had this batter in here at room temperature.
The butter?
Yes,
Oh, you said batter.
the butter.
The butter.
He's always making fun of my Spanish. So I took this out of the refrigerator, I think it's been at least an hour. So it's pretty soft now. So we get it in there. And then, so now we're gonna have to start mixing a little bit and just breaking the shortening and the batter.
Should you use a mixer for this? A handheld mixer? or
Not for this recipe.
Oh, okay.
You actually, on this recipe, it's recommended to use your hands. You get your hands in there. You're gonna see that the dough is a little bit different.
Okay.
So you just kind of, I know you're thinking of a KitchenAid, right?
Yeah, or just a handheld mixer, I was thinking.
Right, no.
So should you use your hands and...
You're gonna use your hands, and you're gonna help me. So you're gonna get your hands dirty, okay? So we'll break that in there. So we'll do that. Okay, Bo?
Wait, you have something on there.
Yeah, and we're gonna get it out.
Yeah.
Hold on. And then we'll add our half of tablespoon of cinnamon,
Cinnamon?
canela, and then
Canela.
yeah. And then slowly we'll start adding our flour
Okay.
in here.
Or should you use a wooden spoon and stir it?
I want to use my hands.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, I mean, shouldn't you... Okay. Never
Look,
mind.
like this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
fun.
It's
yeah.
fun.
Can you smell that?
Yeah. I can smell
Smells
the...
really good.
That's the vanilla, the Mexican vanilla.
Yeah. The molina.
The molina and the canela.
Yeah, and so you'll start breaking all the pieces
Canela
like
and the
this.
molina.
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 Yeah. Okay, so add more flour slowly in here. So this dough you have to work quite a bit with your hands. So it's a slow process. And then you know when you start adding the flour, you think like it's gonna be too, like it has too much water, but it doesn't. It's just that you have to work the dough slowly. It's a long process, so keep doing that. And so something that I remember they used to tell us, you use your right hand, and with the left hand you can keep it clean. So like if you want to grab all the things,
Right.
or just to continue turning your ball.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
So something about baking, the temperature and the humidity plays a role into it. So that's why you kind of have to start with the flour slowly,
Okay.
because if it's too dry, like when it's cold, it tends to be dry. So you might not need as much flour.
Oh.
I work in the food industry, so we do a lot of baking, and so like you have to really understand dough, so that you cannot always follow the same measurements. You kind of have to.
So you're saying this may not take 6 cups?
Yeah, so you really have to work the dough.
So
slowly.
what are you looking for though? Like.
So this dough, basically what we're gonna do is continue working it, and then eventually you have to see like a very shiny coat, and then when we separate it, it can't break.
Is it gonna still stick to your hands or no?
No, eventually it has to come off your hands. Like right now it's sticking.
Okay.
So once you get like a shine on your hand, and it's not sticking to your hand, then that's a sign that the dough is ready to. You have to leave it sitting for about good 30 to 40 minutes, and it depends on the temperature. Like when it's warm, it's gonna rise, and it's gonna rise a little bit faster.
Okay.
So you just kind of have to wait and monitor it. So
I was thinking, since we're working with all this flour, shouldn't we have aprons on?
we should.
I don't want to get my turtleneck dirty.
You work in that turtleneck.
I'm working on turtleneck.
Get it?
Hey.
Hey guys, so we decided to put on our aprons.
My happy cooking apron.
Yeah. So do you notice that now like the dough is starting to come together?
Yeah.
And
Should we add more flour?
so actually now let's do the sugar.
Okay.
Start adding the sugar if you want to help me.
Sure.
Slowly add a little bit. And add salt.
How much salt was that?
It's a fourth of a teaspoon.
Fourth of a teaspoon of salt.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Now, one rule that I learned is that when you're adding the yeast, another reason why you want to add the yeast on the water and the milk separately is because if you mix the yeast with the salt, you can kill the yeast.
Okay.
So that's why you kind of have to be careful with the salt. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay. All right, let's add a little more sugar.
Sugar. And how much sugar are we adding to this thing?
So sugar, it was a cup of sugar.
A cup of sugar.
Mhm.
All the sugar.
So all the sugar's in it. Make sure that we mix it well.
What about the flour? Do we need any more flour?
We do, but hang on just a second.
Okay.
See, for at the beginning, you know, you could tell that it makes you think that it might be too much flour, but
Yeah.
it's still pretty wet
Yeah.
and it's still
I
pretty
could,
sticky.
yeah, I could tell, yeah.
So that means that we still gotta add flour.
I could tell it's needing more flour.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. North.
Anytime, Mr. North.
Oh, hey guys, so I've been working this dough for how long? At least
Forever? No kidding. About what, 10 minutes?
at least 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
But we use most of the flour, right?
Yep.
So
Most
just
of it's
a
gone.
little bit left.
Tiny bits left.
So the dough now, like, it's no more.
But it comes off his hands.
Literally comes off the hands, and then once you know it's ready, basically when you turn it, it has a little bit of a shine.
Yeah. You
Like
hold
that?
it up to the camera?
So once it's like that, then you know it's ready. So now we're gonna let it sit for about, I'm gonna say, because of the temperature in here, I would say at least 40 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, but probably in 30 minutes we're gonna look at it. So right now it looks like that, but it's going to rise.
It's gonna rise.
Mhm.
So we're gonna put some plastic wrap over it?
Yeah, but I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil since it's gonna expand. And then just put a little bit over it. So I just put it on my hand and then just put it over like that.
Just lightly.
Yeah, just rub it on top of it.
That's Susie barking, by the way.
Susie. Yeah. So now that it's
And Simon's
ready.
enjoying his bed right now.
He's in his glory.
He's just sleeping.
Do you want to help me get some
Sure.
plastic? So we're gonna cover it now,
Some cling wrap.
and I'm basically going to place it. The oven is covered completely,
Yeah.
so there's no air.
Yeah.
Since the oven is actually off right now, I'm gonna put it in there because it's probably the warmest place in the house.
Right.
So we'll move it in there
Okay.
and we'll put it inside the oven.
Okay. Awesome.
So the next step. Oh yeah, it's pretty warm in here. So the next step, we're gonna make different shapes of the sweetbread,
Okay.
and so on some of them we're going to make a paste that goes over it, and it's really sweet. So that's the other thing that we're gonna do next.
Okay, stay tuned.
All right, see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. So we finished with the dough for the sweet bread, and while we leave it proofing is what's called, we're going to make a paste that basically is composed of 3 ingredients. So we have vegetable shortening here, which is a cup.
Crisco, right?
Crisco. And for this, we're actually gonna use powdered sugar.
Oh, okay.
So I have a cup of powdered sugar as well in here. And using the same wheat flour that we use for the dough, I'm using a cup of that same flour in here. And it's just 3 ingredients. So we're gonna start slowly. I have a cutting board here. And we're gonna add, we'll add a little bit of the flour. We'll add it here. And again, we're gonna use our hands.
Okay.
So we'll add a little bit, and then we'll add a little bit of the shortening in here. And we'll add the sugar. And now, my hands are clean.
Okay.
So then you start working it. So this is a slow process, and you know, it's gonna make you think that, okay, so how am I gonna get a paste out of this? But with the shortening, you know, because it's got moisture in it, it's going to start forming slowly. So you just start working it like this until eventually you'll see towards the end, it's gonna become a pretty solid paste. And so we're just gonna continue doing that. And we're just going to, once it gets to this point, like this, we'll add more shortening from here. And then we'll just continue doing that. We're back, and this has been a process, but so we had our flour, we had our powdered sugar.
Powdered sugar.
And we had our vegetable shortening, and we combined it all to make this paste. And so it's ready to go. Can you give me some plastic?
Yeah.
So now that it's ready, we're going to wrap it in plastic, and we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for at least 10 to 15 minutes. While we wait for the dough to finish proofing. Alright, let me show it to the camera. So this is what the paste looks like.
And you're gonna smear that all on the bread?
Yeah, on different, because the bread is gonna be in different shapes, but it's gonna go in the bread. And some of it we're gonna cut a little piece, and we're gonna add cocoa.
Oh.
Chocolate.
Oh.
So that way when he bakes, the coating, the paste is gonna be chocolate flavor.
Oh, nice.
How about that?
All right, we put that in the fridge?
So we'll put that in the fridge.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna wash my hands, and we'll be back. All right, guys. So welcome back. The dough, it's been proofing for at least 45 minutes, and it's grown
Yeah, you can see how much it's
quite a bit. So that means that it's ready. So now we're going to just work it for about 5 minutes.
Okay.
So we're going to just get.
Do we have to flour the surface first?
Yeah. So let's
Okay. Here, I'll
put
do
in
it.
at the flour. That's good.
Wait. Okay.
All right. So we'll dump it in here. Wow, it grew a lot. So we add some more flour to it. Good. So now, oh yeah, this is.
You gotta knead the dough.
We gotta, yeah, get the air out. Okay. See, as I'm turning it, I kind of pulled it in inwards like this. All right.
Okay.
So it looks pretty good. So now we're gonna start cutting pieces of dough balls. So now that we worked the dough for about good 5 minutes, we're gonna start cutting the little pieces of dough balls to make our bread. So I get this and just kind of like take a little piece and then just.
I have a stainless steel one. If you want the stainless steel one, the cutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're making all these into balls, right?
Yes, so we cut the dough into 4-ounce pieces. That way we can get the same consistency of, size. And then we're just gonna roll them and make them into like little balls. And then we're gonna, after that, we're gonna put them back on the cutting board and make just different shapes.
Okay.
And we're gonna start using the fillings.
So you're gonna cut it and then add the fillings inside?
I'm
Or
gonna
do you
show
put
you.
okay. It's gonna show me. And what's the egg whites for? We have 2 egg whites here.
So we have 2 egg whites because right before they go into the oven, you're going to put a coat of egg whites.
Okay.
Last one.
Uh-huh.
And okay, so now what we're gonna do, so the first one, let's grab this one here, and we're gonna use our rolling.
Do we need more flour on the surface or not?
Not really, just a little bit maybe, but it's gonna be enough. So we're going to roll it. Spread this one. Do you want to open the apricot filling?
This is simply fruit sweetened with ingredients made from real fruit apricot.
Yeah, yummy. So let's get.
How much do we need?
Let's go ahead and put about 3 tablespoons and like spread them through across with the line. Yeah, like that.
Spread it all on it.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they can see that. Hopefully.
We'll show it in a minute. Put some more.
Is it gonna spill out on the sides or anything?
No. That's good. Okay. So now we're going to just fold it in this way, and then we'll get the other one.
Let me move that so they can see.
Yeah, this way.
So we have a plate with sugar, and now we're going to place
So,
the sugar on it.
just like this. Enough. And
Almost reminds me of an empanada.
it's kind of like that. So this one is ready.
How large will it get when it's baked in the oven?
It's just going to
Rise.
Mhm.
It's not going to spread out.
No. It won't.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
on this one, like we just do different shapes. Like you just push down like this. Okay. So basically, I just grab another ball, and now I'm just going to kind of like make an opening, and then just push it to the side like this.
So the first one looks like that. It has the apricot in it, and then we put sugar on top.
Right.
And this one, you're spreading it open.
Right.
Almost looks like a donut.
Kind of, yeah. So on this one, we're gonna use, this is just strawberry. So we'll fill it with strawberry. Like that. And just make a couple of, like that.
And why are you doing that?
It's just the shape.
Oh, the design.
So that one's done. We'll try another one.
It rolls out so nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So now let's make this one with this fig filling. Yep. You know, you can also use cream cheese if you like cream cheese. You
Oh,
can
I
use
love cream cheese.
Nutella.
Oh, Nutella, yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
Right. So this one, we'll just fold it like this. And we're just gonna make it kind of like an empanada.
Mm-hmm. That's sugar, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're just gonna make different shapes, right?
Different shapes. Yep.
And do different fillings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, awesome.
Okay, so we took the paste out of the refrigerator. So now what we're gonna do is cut a little the piece of the paste, and now I'm just going to also make it into a ball. And now with a piece of plastic, I'm going to just put it in the middle, and then let's see, press down to spread it out like this. And basically I flattened it because this is gonna go over the dough ball that I have in here, because this is gonna bake, it's gonna grow, and then this is gonna be on top of it. So we put it over it like this. And now with the knife, I'm just going to make some lines. And when he bakes, it's gonna expand, and it's gonna look so pretty. And basically, this is in the shape of a shell, and that's why in Mexico they're called conchas, because a concha is basically a shell. So let me show it to the camera. So it looks like a shell. Can you see that? So there it is. And you can eat this with coffee, hot chocolate, and actually kids just love that. So here's the shape of a shell. Right there. So now we're gonna make one with flavor of chocolate. So we'll get another piece of the paste. We'll make it into a ball. And I'm gonna get some cocoa powder. I can get this open. Just sprinkle some of it in there, a little bit. Then we'll get our paste and mix it in. Okay, put it here. Put it over it. We have a chocolate flavor concha. This one is ready. Put that in there. So now we have different flavors, and we have one with strawberry, then we have apricot, and then you can just get creative and make different shapes. We have an empanada, and then we have the traditional concha. You can also get food coloring, so like you can get a pink or you can make them red, and so whenever they bake, they just look really pretty. All right, so now we're gonna make another shape. This is gonna be kind of like a twirl. So first we're gonna expand our dough.
So this one you're doing the twirl, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna look like that.
Right. So first you want to spread it. Then you cut one line across. There we go. Then we get another one. There we go. The other one was of peach apricot. So this one I'm gonna make it of strawberry. So I'll just put some filling in the middle. Spread it out. Then I'm gonna grab one side, bring it across. Then I'm gonna bring the other one across. Then just bring this one
Underneath.
underneath,
The other one underneath.
the other one underneath, like this, and then just get them together. Hold it a little bit like that. There you have it. And we'll set it on sugar. That.
This one we're just adding egg whites to the top of the other balls, red balls.
Yep.
Well, here they are. Oh my gosh, they look so delicious.
All right, so we got our pan dulce ready, and it looks so delicious. The house smells so good, and I cannot wait to have them. They're still pretty hot, so we're gonna have to wait. But basically, we have different types of pan dulces. So we have what we call the cuernitos, which is this one here that has the filling with the apricot, and then we have another one with strawberry. Then we have the traditional concha. This one is chocolate flavor. And yeah, they look so good.
They look so good, and we baked them for around 40-45 minutes at 325 degrees. And just to look at the bottom, you can kind of tell if they're done or not by looking at the bottom. It should be a golden brown, really, a little bit darker than a golden brown, correct?
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Happy Cooking with Yvonne Douglas today. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe and like this video. And until next time,
Happy cooking.
bye-bye.
Bye.
They look great. I cannot wait to eat it tomorrow.